So in order to do the lab, so one thing is, this is the address where all the materials I will upload, academy.apnic.net. If you will go there, how you just need to write apnicacademy.net, sorry, academy.apnic.net, and it should open up the first page. Okay, so it will show this page, and then since we are already in this session, so we can see here the tutorial ThaiNOG 7. So you click this link, then it will open the course material page. But after that, today maybe you have to click on this link and click on past event, because then the current one moves back, and then you have to click on this if you want to see the previous one. So once you click on this link, it will open up the course material page, which is this page. By default it shows the course overview page, but in order to get the detail, you will click on the course material page. Okay, and you can see here I have just given topic, but I will put here the presentation. I will upload, and then you will be able to get the PDF version. You can see here the exercise, the SR-V6 lab Juniper. We have same lab available using Cisco as well. So this is same version of lab using Cisco and Juniper devices. So in order to launch the lab, you have to click on this link. Before that, if you do not have an account here, you have to create your account. So in order to create your account, you just need your email address. You can register using your email address. So once you have registered, then you can do any of the labs. So if you have not registered, it will ask you to register or log in. Once you log in, and if you click on this link, it will directly bring this lab at the top. Otherwise, if it does not, then you have to do Control F and maybe search SR-V6. Okay, then wherever the SR-V6, it will keep on highlighting. Like you can see the SR-V6 lab Cisco, it is at the bottom, but at the top, since I have clicked on the link, so it is showing me SR-V6. And in your case, if you have not launched the lab, so it will give you view instruction and launch lab. I have already saved the lab, so it's giving me continue. So once you click on the continue or launch the lab, it will open up a new window. Before that, you need to disable the pop-up. So in your browser, you need to disable the pop-up. Otherwise, new page will not be able to open. So it will take like 1 to 2 minutes to launch the lab. So at the back end, it will build up like the VM for you, and then it will launch. If you need help to launch how to disable pop-up, you can help me. Mostly get the pop-up information here. In the address bar here, there will be a rectangle. You just click there and allow the pop-up from the academy.apnic. So once you have launched the lab, you will get this interface. So here you can see here, okay, let me go to the first page. This is the first page, it will show. So you can see here, I have instructions, I have resources and information. Even if you want to zoom in, you can do zoom in here. These three buttons you can use to end or save the lab, or like if you want to end your lab, you can click this, then it will again ask you for the confirmation. If you have done some steps and you want to save the lab, you can click on save, it will be saved, and then within 7 days you can come back to complete the game. So whatever steps you have already completed, it will resume from there. but after 7 days it will reset. At a time you can save 2 lakhs. Like from your account you can save maximum 2 lakhs for 7 days. But if you want to save third lab, you first have to delete one of them. So once you are into the lab, so other things you can see this sign. So if there are more than one devices within the lab, you can click here at the top. This is the device currently showing the CLI, and these are the instructions. If I want to switch between the devices, I can click here and then select whichever the device I want to go. Like if you are on router 1, you want to go to the router 3 or go back to router 1. So this is how you will do. You can even expand, increase or decrease this part, this section, sorry, based on your screen size. Or there is other like this lighting button you can see. Sometimes you do need to press Control or Delete. You can click here, or Alt tab or Windows keys are there. Type text. If I want to like go to router 5. Okay, now I want to type the username and I don't know what is the username maybe. So I can just type username, it will type the username for me. I want to type password. So it will type the password. And if you want to restart, you can do it, but I would recommend not to do that. Full screen, you can click here, click to the window, whatever. Sometimes you feel disconnect, so you can click on this bar and then press enter. So it will show you like you want to leave or connect. Okay, in order to do the lab, so first you should go through the introduction. So this will give you what is the like lab about, what are the different things you are going to complete during the lab, and then you have different tasks. So even within this lab we have 5 tasks. You can see task 1 is like link address configuration. So in each lab we sometimes few of the labs we remove this, but in this lab we have first we need to configure the first we should look at the topology. So this is the topology we have in the lab. You can even click on this diagram, it will open up. So you can see here we have, this is our like core network, ISP network. This is AS64512, and there we have 6 routers. And then we have 4 hosts as well, H1, H2, H5 and H6. And all these links, you can see how these devices they are connected with each other. So once you launch the lab, this everything physical connectivity has been done. You do not need to worry about it. And then we have 2 customers as well. So customer 1 is connected with R1, customer 2 is connected with R5, and again in customer network we have server 1 and server 2 as well. So this is in order to simulate the VPN. Okay, so we have some more information like what are different kinds of router. Like during the presentation I was saying PE or provider at router. So these are our PE routers. These are our P routers. So on P we have the customer. On P we do not have any customer. Then PE, the customer end router, edge router, sorry, customer end host. These are H1, H2, H5, H6, and the customer edge router we have R101 and R201. And same we have 2 servers, S1 and S2 as well. Then our main objective is we should have a connectivity between end customer and between site 1 and site 2. So end customer here are H1, H2, H3, H5, H6, and between the VPNs as well. but due to the time we will not be able to complete the all 5 tasks. So if we will try to actually do up to task 4. If we have time, we will try task 5. But then you can save the lab and maybe do the remaining tasks when you go back to your home, maybe over the weekend or next week. So you can click on the next button and then you are on task 1. So in task 1 we need to configure IP addresses. The detail of information regarding IP addresses is available within the lab, so you can read. So there you can see here we have like populated the same topology with the IPv6 addresses. This is only the IPv6 network. There is no IPv4 within this network in these 6 routers. Just to demonstrate, like without having the IPv4, you can have connectivity. You can deliver the your customer and the customer, they can have IPv4, IPv6, but within the network you do not need IPv4. Still you can deliver your traffic. The more information regarding the IP, you can see here there is a table showing the detail, like how this information or how we have distributed. So like we have a /8 for IPv4 we have not used, but for IPv6 we have 32. Then for each of the loopback, each of the devices we have 64. Again for the segment routing we have used a /48. This is a different prefix and this is a different. Okay, so in order to configure this, you will click here. So it will move to the task step 1.1, then scroll down, go to the, in order to move to the router 1, so there are 2 ways. Either you can click here and click on R1, so your console screen will change, or you can simply click here, this monitor, and next you can see here, it will also change. Like if I am on RH1 and I want to go to R1, I will just click on this link. Okay, and then you can click on this T, it will type the username on the other side. If you have not logged in, then you need to provide the login and password. Similarly, this network topology, this is again, you can click and it will open up the topology if you need to see. So on R1, we have given a little bit detailed steps. This is how you configure a Juniper router. You first configure, then go to the top edit mode, and then you go to the interface edit mode, and then you configure actually the individual interfaces, set local loopback, description, loopback, unit 0, family, IPv4, and then its address, unit 0, family, IPv6, then its address. You go to again the other interfaces and give this. So in order to type all these commands, you can click on this T only. So I have already configured R1, so I will not configure it. So I will R1, R2, R3, 4 done. I will go to R5. But you need to configure R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. Since I have already configured, so I am just skipping that part. So then if you have not logged in, again you need to type username, password, and after that, in order to configure interfaces, you need to click on this T, and all the commands will be copied to the other side. Then you can commit and quit. That means how in the case of Juniper you write the configuration and come out of the configuration mode. Okay, so the configuration has been applied. Now I will go to R6. So now I need to type the username, click on T, again the password, click on T. Then I can configure interfaces, click on this T. Again for the For the VPN, if you need to configure, you can configure those as well. Okay, after that, the VPN router interface configuration, I will go to R201, type the password, type the username. Okay, then we have the section to verify. So once you have done the configuration, then you need to also to verify that you have completed the configuration in the right way. So how you can configure it? So these are the different commands for the router. You will use these commands, and for the Linux you will use this command to show. So I am on the router, so I can use this command. This is just an example. So it will show me the interfaces, their IP addresses, loopback. So we have filtered the information. Instead of getting all the information and saying match this part, then interface would be 0 to 9, between 0 to 9, and then you can get the loopback interfaces and family INET. Because if I do not have this match at the end, it will give me long input. Oh, again I have. Okay, I have to do back. So you can see here, if I go to R1, this is the example test output for R1. So I will execute this command. This will give me the similar output we have given here, like what you should see, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 5 and 6. So I can see 0.0, 1.0, 2.0, 5.0, 6.0 and then loop back. Again I can ping from, if I need to check the connectivity between R1 and R2, I can click execute this command. Similarly for R3, I can check this, R5, R4, sorry. So remember we have we go to the resources. So why we are checking from R1? So from R1 we have a link towards R3, R4 and R2. So we are sending ping on those links. So it is giving us the confirmation, okay, we have the connectivity towards those routers. So once you have done the verification as well, so you can even check from the CE router, you can ping to the interface from CE to PE as well, and again you can go to the Linux and check the connectivity towards them. So just to save time, I am skipping this part. So then in the next stage, next part, you need to enable the IGB protocol, which is the ISIS protocol in this case we have, and this is the detailed diagram for that. So I will not go into detail, so you can read it later on. This is our routing topology. So we need to enable the ISIS between these 6 routers, and this portion is showing us the ISIS domain in the blue color. So this is a little bit more information about ISIS if you don't know what is the ISIS is. So I will go to the step 1 to R1. Okay, and then I need to do configure and set the routing option router ID. Go to the interfaces and enable the ISIS address, and then enable ISIS on different interfaces. And then I need to go to the ISIS protocol and disable level 1 and enable level 2 wide metric, and set the topology IPv6 unicast. Okay, enable the IPv6 unicast on different interfaces and then commit. So this is I am done on R1. I will go to R2. So same configuration, but this time I am just doing in one click because no need to explain it. R3. Again I will go to R5. Just be mindful like you are on the same router which you are going to configure, because sometimes even you are on I am not on R4 and I click on this configuration, it will be applied. So then you need to roll back. R5. So just confirm like this prompt is showing the same router name. Okay, and then R6. And we are done with the ISIS configuration. After that we need to verify. So in order to verify on R1, we need to check the ISIS overview. Okay, so it will match with this output, and you can see the segment routing, it's showing disabled. So initially the segment routing string is disabled. We are going to enable it in next segment. We have just enabled the base protocol, which is ISIS or the IGP in this case. Similarly, you can check the interfaces you have enabled ISIS. So you can see the 3 interfaces and it's showing L2 DR point to point. So same your output should match with this. You can see the adjacency, which is another way to confirm, like on 3 interfaces it should be up, because from the R1 you have 3 links, from R1 towards R4, R2 and R3. That's why it's showing 3. Similarly, you can check like you should have route for the all other routers. So you can see R2, R3, R4, R5 and R6, but not its own address in the ISIS, because its own address is connected and connected has more priority than the ISIS. That's why it's not showing in ISIS. But if you will see in the routing protocol, then you will be able to see. So if we check in the route INET6 table, then it will show us. But earlier we were seeing INET6 protocol ISIS. That's why it was not showing 1/1/28. But if you see just in the INET6 table, it will show us like all of them. So R1 itself, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. So here you see direct, and this is through the ISIS protocol. So local interface is direct, but if again you go to R6, the R6 own IP will be direct, others will be ISIS. So this confirms us, okay, our ISIS part is okay, because we can see all other routers. That's the goal like of the running ISIS. You should be able to see all other routers in the ISIS. We have 6 routers and we can see the 6 IP addresses, their loopback IP addresses. Okay, so this confirmation part is okay. So I will go to now next task, which is to configure the SRv6 configuration in the AS64512. So I would request you can read this information later on, because now we do not have a time. But here you can see the SRv6 seed segment identifier structure. We have locator block, locator node, function and arguments. So out of 128 bits, we have used 32 bits for the locator. We have used 16 bits for the locator node. So 32 plus 16, 48, and then 16 bits for the function. So this becomes 64 and remaining is argument which we left as the value. So below this you will see the SRv6 seed composition. Like we have used this /32 block and then we have assigned it as a locator /48 to each node. So here you can see locator, node, function, argument. So blue color is your locator part, green is your node part, function and argument. Then they have a different color because we have not used. Then here we are assigning the prefix to the node. That's why locator and node part it's showing address. The other part is 00. So let's configure the locator on R1. Okay, I am on the R1 router. Then I need to configure. Then I go to R2, configure, R3, configure. Okay, R4, R5, R6, okay, so we are done with the configuration and then we enable the IGP extensions. Because we have just defined the locator, now we need to advertise the same. Okay, and once we are done this, so this configuration is going to help to actually advertise the SRv6 locator in the ISIs, and then you can use this command to check the local SRv6 locator. So give this command on this router and then you can find this the first line as source packet routing string enabled. So that means now the segment routing has been enabled. And if I need to check the ISIS database, so I can use the next command and then it will give me the information regarding, you can see R3, R4, R5 and R6. So next we have the verification, so you can execute these commands to verify. So even in this case you can see all the routers R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, their addresses are available within the segment routing. So the next thing here you can see once you scroll down on the verify status on R6, if you scroll down, so then we have the test ping test. So if I try to ping the loopback address, so it will ping, but if I try to ping the segment routing address, it will fail. Why it fails? I have explanation here, so you can go through it, but just I can summarize, because we have not defined the function on the end node. Once packet reaches to the node, node does not know what to do with it. So we need to define the end function, like the node function. So then once we send the packet, node will be able to process it. But now we have not defined any function. They are unable to recognize. Similar, like you order the food reaches to your like home, but if you have not ordered that, you will not be able to receive it because you have not requested for that. You cannot consume that. So first we need to define the end seed. So before that, just you can see it's not showing any output. If I am saying SRV6 seed, it is empty. So we need to define the SRV6 seeds on each of the node. So this configuration is there, how to define the end seed. So let's go to R1 and you can see just there is one line. So you have already defined this locator SRV6R1, but you need to define the end function. Let me zoom it out. So you can see here maybe now the, yeah, so you will define the end seed like this. You just define the end seed keyword and then the IPv6 address. So I am on the R1, so I will do this configuration and then you can see it has added the line end seed and the IPv6 address. Similarly, if I need to go to R2 and define the end seed, go to R3, define the end seed, R4, go R5, go to R6, okay, so now we have so now if you will execute this command, so you will see the information like SRV6 seed flavor none, SRV6 flavor none, because we have just defined the function without any flavor. So after that, if we try to ping from towards the node 1 from node 6 from node 1, now you can see it is giving us the reply. Similar, I have given this output here, so you can match your output. But before defining this end seed, it was not giving any response. So in the next task, in order to provide the connectivity to H1 to H2, H6 and H1, we need to define the function for this. So when the packet is sent from H1 to H2, it is able to actually process. Before that, we need to enable MTBGP. So the information regarding H1 and H2, it could be populated and shared with each other. But since we have, right, 4:57, so I think we have time up till 5. If we go 5 minutes above, it's okay. Or you guys are tired. If it's too much information, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so I can try to just complete this part within a couple of minutes. So I will go to R1 and then configure the MPBGP. So this is the BGP configuration, how you configure BGP in case of Juniper, and this is again the policy you have to attach. Then on R2 you have to configure BGP. You need to attach, okay, R5. So once you have done that configuration, then you need to verify. So these are the command to verify, like show BGP summary. Why it is not showing anything? Hmm. So once you configure, then you should be able to see the BGP sessions. So this is, even I can see the route related to like H1, 2.1, 2.2, 2.5, 2.6. This is H6, H5, H2, H1, and this is their IPv6 addresses as well. So after that, if I go to H1 and I try to ping, so it will fail, and this is the explanation because we have not enabled any flavor. So in order to be successful, we have to enable the flavor so the router can process the packet according to our requirement. So we are saying we have to enable USD flavor. So you can see the flavor USD. So that I need to go to H1 and do that. Otherwise, if I go to our H1 and try to ping, I have to go to terminal and ping H2 address, send 2 pings. You can see it will time out, but so in order to resolve that, I need to go to R1 and enable I need to go to R2 and enable the flavor USD there. Go back to H1. Even I have enabled at the remote end, but since when the packet comes it at the source, it is unable to process. So I need to enable on R1 as well. So now if I go to H1, so you can see now there is zero packet loss. There is the 100% packet loss. But the difference what it has made is, like earlier we have the so you can see here for H1 for R1 and R2 I have enabled the USD flavor. So by doing this H1 H2 they can ping, but if you will send ping to H5 or H6 it will fail because you have not enabled the flavor. So I will stop here. So if you have done some part of the lab, you can save now using these 3 buttons. You can click here and it will show you the option to save it. And then you can do the remaining part. If you are unable to do this, you can even do sometimes this now. Do you have any questions regarding the lab or over the presentation? Please go up. Was it helpful or it was something very complex for you? This could be maybe the starting point, but in this lab, we have same lab on Cisco as well. But why I was selecting Uniper? Because in case of Uniper, I have put more information. So you can see we have like more information to read if you are doing it by yourself. Like there are some explanations, and you can click on like this more, so it will open up, and there are some links, even the RFC and the vendor documentation as well. So you can see here, if I click on this, it will open up the Uniper document where you can read more information like regarding the SRV benefits and why you need to do different things. So within the lab, wherever you see the blue link and the mind or the, like the bulb, there is some important information. Okay. So we can have a group photo and then normally we do the survey, but I did not find the link for the survey. Let me ask you. Can you please help us to take a photo? Are we going to create like lights so we can cover this? No, it's okay. It's okay. No, there is no designation.